And the partners that I brought on were just that. Like anything we made, we split that profit with them. And what I didn't do right, this is what I didn't do right, is I did not set up my company like a business. Angie, tell me when you're ready to come on. Just give me a thumbs up. I'll do this. Angie, you ready?
Yeah. I was just trying, I was getting it set up on mine too.
Okay.
Yes.
You
I
want me
think
to
Rachel's hopping on too.
you want me to drop you down until you're ready?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, give you a second.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I got some friends in the backstage. If you're ready, just give me a thumbs up like that. If you want to. Yes. What's up? Okay, I got Carly and Dawn
Hi, can you hear me?
perfectly.
Hi.
Yes.
Yay! How are you?
Hey, we're doing good. Now that you all are here.
Thanks for putting this together. This is so we do this we do this privately usually, and I love that we're doing it live so everyone can see. It's the best idea ever.
Yeah. Let's talk to more people, right? Because
yes,
I bet you a lot of people are going through the same thing. Carolyn made a post about just like some stuff happening with the restructure, and Angie said she's ready. And a lot of people on that post that Carolyn made is like, I'm going through the same thing. I'm going through the same thing. I'm having,
oh my gosh.
So I think there's a need for people, especially people like this circle right here, to talk about it and plan together. So like this is a strategy session. So I named it Mastermind with Leaders. That's what we want to do.
I love it. Cool. I know in the group chat you sent, you're like, I'm having this issue. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm having this issue. And everybody's like gifts of like things on fire and roller coasters. And we're all like, oh, that's nice that we're all going through this with each other.
My first thought was, why don't we talk about this more?
Like, right.
Why don't we talk about the hard stuff, right? The stuff that we're dealing with privately, and we should be shouting it just as much as the wins, right?
Yeah.
But I think there's a level of, when you have visibility too, it's like, how do we put ourselves out there for us to make it seem like we're not necessarily, I don't want to say crying, but a certain level of like maybe embarrassment sometimes, because you're like, man, I should have my stuff together, but that's the wrong mindset, right? Because we're constantly doing that with ourselves. We're like, man, I should have this going, but at the same time, we're growing. We're reaching new levels, new experiences, new problems. So it's hard. It's an internal battle, and it's one of those things that we don't talk about enough.
Yeah.
It's so true. I was talking to Carolyn last weekend. We had a good long talk, and I'm like, it's almost like we're in the teenager phases of our business where we're not quite brand new, but we're not scaled and have everything figured out. So it's like the rocky teenager years that we're kind of all in.
Yeah. So I kind of called this together because I'm like reaching out, because I basically set a bomb off and blew up everything.
Tell us.
And
like, what do you mean?
Yes.
Like,
spill the tea.
I have no team at all. No team at all.
Like, how?
How?
So
let's talk about that. How did we get here?
So who's remaining?
Start at the beginning.
So here's how I messed up. That's how I want to say it. So here's how I messed up is I was running it. I would say I was running it more as a hobby, honestly, and I was wanting partners. So here's the problem. My structure was bad. So I had we have a bunch of people in a group, a little Discord, basically elephant challenge or 18-minute challenge, whatever it is. They were bringing us the leads, and I said, I want my closers to be my partners. Okay. And I want to split. I want them to feel like they are a part of whatever this is we're building. Okay. So here's why I blew it up. Okay. So I was splitting the profits. I was splitting the profits, but I was not splitting the liability side at all. So it's to a point, I'm fine with paying for a CRM, some system stuff, Zoom. I tallied all that up a couple months ago. It was $1,500 a month, which to me for a wholesale business is very low cost, right? So $1,500 a month, I got that. I can do that, and I have a system in place. Okay. Then what happened was March, we went through our inspection periods on 3 deals, and that was $3,000. And that $3,000 was, I'm the leader. That's on me. Okay. Or you know how you close in attorney-driven states, you still have to pay the attorney. Okay. So like in Georgia, you still have to pay the attorney for doing the work. So that's another $500 typically, right? So these things, so here's how I messed up is my upfront contract on what happens if we cancel and we don't cancel before our EMD is lost. Okay. What happens? Because are we all in this together or not?
Myra, were you gatoring it? The earnest money?
Yeah. Yeah. But even before that, I wasn't. I was putting my own money into it. Okay. But last 3 were gators. And I personally guarantee those gators that they're not going to lose their money. What am I going to just say? Hey, sorry.
No, you're right. Yeah.
Right.
No, I'm going to get them their money back. So, and it was my bad. I didn't cancel on time. So Jose's like, who's in charge of keeping an eye on the gator funds, right? And everybody points the finger at everybody else.
Of course.
So we have an integrator that basically sets that whole calendar up. Okay. And it's just nobody did it. It's all somebody else's responsibility. So I would tell the TC, like, I cannot lose $1 more of EMD. And literally the next week I lost $1,000. Okay.
I have a question though. Every TC I've done, they've been really diligent about, like, I'm not placing blame on anyone, but have you guys, how much responsibility does a TC have in making sure that is?
To me, what we would do is go like, hey, it's 4 o'clock, it's 3 o'clock, it's 2, whatever it is. It's we need to send in cancellation. We're not able to do this one. Mm-hmm. And it would not get done. And I go, oh shit, let me get this together. And I would do it myself because I'm trying to save my $1,000 from just falling out of my pocket. So, to me, like the TC should be doing the paperwork and handling title stuff. Like ultimately, it's the leader's responsibility to make sure stuff is protected.
True.
Okay, so you're saying whose responsibility? It's the TC, but like we even lost one when she was training in a TC and that was lost. So I had 2 TCs on it and we still lost the freaking EMD. I'm like, okay, I'm just like,
oh no,
what am I? And so here's what happened. I go to my team. I go, listen, I have now lost close to $10,000 over since we started our relationship in EMD money. And I will not put my name on any more risk capital at all. I'm not going to do it. If you like, Dawn, if you and I are going to work together, and this is the past experience that I've had, I'm not going to put one more dollar on any deal that we do together. I'm sorry. If you want to work with someone else, that's fine. Well, they wanted to work with someone else. So I said, fine. The whole team. Yep.
Wow. No, they left?
So
the whole team left?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. Oh my God. Even Jade?
Yep.
Whoa.
Yep.
Whoa.
This like, I appreciate Myron's extreme accountability because I am a huge fan of extreme accountability and I love that. But I think there's too much accountability on Myron here because it is a team and it's just.
So oh man. Okay. So I'm with Carly on this and I'm with Myron, right? Because
I get it though.
As the leaders of the team, everything's our fault, right?
Yes.
Everything is our fault.
Absolutely.
If things go right, they're our fault.
Yes.
If things go well, they're our fault. However, Pace has said this a lot of times too, where we all have that ultimate responsibility, but that does not mean the people that we have under us and on our team don't hold any responsibility for their actions and their role, right?
Absolutely.
We ultimately take the brunt, but everyone still has to have their part in the boat, right?
Absolutely. Yep. That's what Dawn said what I was thinking so much better.
Carly was about to just like go.
I'm just like
But I feel this too, Myron. I'm in the exact same boat. Literally, we feel that way. Like everything that's happening ultimately comes down to us. But at the same time, there's other things that are going on in our teams that while we're responsible for them, our team ultimately has their roles and their responsibilities that they have to take some ownership of as well.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And one thing that I don't think we've done well is that we didn't set proper expectations. We also didn't know how to hold those expectations, right? Because life happens. You know, you get to know these people, you love these people that are part of your team, and you start to get a lax with certain things, or you try things too long instead of just putting, a foot down or agreeing with
I
them.
have a question after you, Dawn.
I
will forget this.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No,
Myron,
go.
Why did you have to cancel all these?
We didn't have a buyer. People string us along like, hey, I'm going to get it. And then they don't. It's basically lack of buyers or locking up bad deals, locking up deals that don't count. And so I got spoiled in 2023, I think, because we had some buyers that were performing when they kind of shouldn't have. And they would close deal after deal. And I'm like, bro, we can get this done. And so I think where I'm at now is like a deal has to make sense. I'm not saying every deal has to cash flow $500 long-term rent, but like, here in Dallas, there are a lot of people that would buy Homestead that doesn't necessarily have to cash flow. Okay. So like Dallas, I think we're pretty well taken care of, but we were canceling because we were locking up deals that we may not have the strongest buyers or they just aren't the best. And
what were the strategies? Were they wraps?
Would you? Yeah, it'd be either Homestead or wraps. And maybe midterm rentals would do okay.
Were these your wholesale deals that you locked up, or was this for a different wholesaler? Who's locking these up? Okay.
Ours.
Okay.
Yep.
Who was locking them up on your team? Was it you, or was it people on your team locking it? Like
how'd the structure go?
Like the structure, the negotiation, send out the paperwork. I know the TC is involved in that, but
yeah,
I feel like that person,
so
because they write up
we
the
have
documents, knows when the EMD goes hard, right? So they should have some accountability.
So here's how it goes. We get brought the deal by a baby or somebody, and our closer, we have an underwriter as well. And the underwriter would like, hey, this needs to be around this, get, cash to seller, cash to agent, blah, blah, blah. The closer goes and does it. And then it gets sent to me to double check everything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'll double check everything. And I was doing all the contracts. Sorry about that. Hey, Sunday. All right. So I was putting all the contracts. I was sending out all the contracts myself. Okay. And then we would go back to our little community and go raise the gator, go raise the EMD. And I would do dispo.
Got it. I see why you feel like a lot of it's on. I see why you're taking more extreme accountability now too. But I feel like it shouldn't just be you on a team of people.
Yeah. I mean, we all make mistakes, but like, so here's some of the things that I'm thinking is like, I'm not gonna quote Profit First, but like if you have looked at that book, you kind of understand like you should be putting some operating expenses, some risk capital, like every dollar you make should be split, right? So not everything should go in your pocket because you have a business to run. Mm-hmm. So run the business and then split that out. So I don't know what I'm gonna do, but when I build another team, it's either going to be like that, or the partnership is going to have an agreement like we split the profit, we split the risk. You can't have it both ways. You can't have it only one way. Sorry, you can't only have it one way. You got to split both sides.
But let me ask you this. Okay, so you're putting the earnest money down. You're doing the contract. You're dispoing it. You're only getting half of the profit?
Yeah.
I'm going to say
that's how we have it set up.
That's hard because I don't think you'll make enough money that way.
And I feel like if you're only making half the profit, but taking 100% of responsibility.
Yeah.
I think that sucks for you and is great for them.
Right. Yes. So that's why I exploded it. I took them down this path that was amazing. And then I said, hey, I cannot do this anymore. And it just went. So I can't go down that road. I know a couple of roads I can't go down anymore. I made some mistakes on things I've done, right? So that's how I messed up. That's how I failed, right? Because I wasn't running a business. I was leading with, I'm gonna please people and feel great.
Can't do it. Can't do that.
No. And I'm the same way in that regard because I wanted everyone to feel the win too, right? I wanted everyone to feel like, holy crap, I'm getting more than what most people would give me, right? But there was There was a YouTube that pasted a few weeks ago with Maj, and that set things into a huge perspective. And by doing that, sometimes you lead them down a path of disservice because you set the bar so high that anybody else that works with them that's gonna pay them less, or what's reasonable, right? Then they're gonna take that as a negative. Versus, hey, this is the equitable work that's being done, the equitable responsibility, right? We want to see everyone win so badly, and we want to give, but sometimes we forget to take care of ourselves first. And that there is nothing wrong with doing that.
They're winning by being on your team and learning and to be able to do that themselves.
Right. I'm with you, Angie. It's just sometimes we get wrapped up in I'm just going to be a true, complete go-giver. I'm going to do more than most people would, right? And now in hindsight, you see why everybody else that we know is doing things a certain way, because it's hard to run a business when we give so much of it away. And that doesn't mean that we care about people any less, or that we don't want to see them win any less. But there's an equitable amount of work, and there's an equitable amount of payments that have to be made because of expenses, because of what you're giving them, what you're providing them. It's not like they brought you a lead and then you're deciding, well, no, I'm going to give you 20%. That's a JV thing where, someone brought the lead to you that's pretty much almost wrapped up, if not already wrapped up, and you just got to go find a buyer, right? But in this case, on your team, if you don't set the proper expectations and keep the bar at a reasonable amount, you are setting yourself up for losing more than you're gaining. And we made the same exact mistake. And it's kind of crazy that we're having this conversation because I don't know how to fix it. I don't know how to fix it except hitting the reset button. And I'm not quite where you are in doing that, because we have great people that we work with, but then we have to have a different conversation of how do we hit the reset button together? Right? Yeah. And then being okay with that, and then setting the proper expectation down the line and leaving it in their hands to let them decide what they want. So there's going to be some uncomfortable conversations probably, but we also have to get in our minds of what the hell are those expectations? What's reasonable? What's not? And that's where I'm spinning is I don't even know anymore at this point, because we've been doing it so long this one way.
Well, we always take out 30% to the and put it to the company first, and then we split it.
That's so smart.
That is smart.
It's so smart.
Why didn't I think of that, Angie?
Because you need to run the company.
We wouldn't be able to run the company if I didn't. I would be in that same spot.
Yeah. That's what we'll have to do. So what I'm thinking right now is I'm going to kind of lay low. The Discord that I built has like 250 people in it going, what the is happening? And so they're all going like crazy. They're not crazy. They're just, when people don't, when there's no communication or they don't understand the story, they're going to fill their mind with negativity. Right. So they're thinking, oh my God. So anyways, I'm like, I need to just kind of maybe just do dispo, because that's my biggest problem is I'll lock up a deal and I just don't have the buyer. So I need to work on that aspect the most. And so I'm going to focus on that for at least a couple of weeks and just hone that in, because we can get deals. We can get contracts. It's the dispo part that is struggling.
Well, then would it be, okay, let me ask this question. Would you rather be on dispo? Or would you rather be on acquisition?
I would rather be on dispo every day.
Okay. Because my thought there was, why don't you just outsource the dispo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like come to all of us.
Yeah,
We'll
I
all
can.
help you dispo.
Yeah, I can.
Whose role was it to dispo when the team was formed?
It was mine.
Okay. And that was your full focus.
Yeah, it was like half. It was not half. It was like mainly dispo. So like 70% dispo and then 30% on the acquisition side. So just making sure people are locking up deals right. Like, where's the comp on this for a cash? Like one time the team sent me a deal with 0 comps. Like, y'all, I can't do this.
So you were still, realistically, it probably was more than 30%. You were probably split more towards the acquisition because you had to come in and clean it up in order for you to dispo it, right? So your focus wasn't in where your bread and butter is, which is making relationships with buyers.
And you lost your earnest money.
Yeah. she's gonna keep, just
I just had to get so upset. Oh my gosh, it just.
I think you had labels, but you were still, your hand was in every pot. You can't do it all, man.
We had a dispo guy for a little bit. He was helping us out a lot. And things just went sideways with him. And so I'm like, well, I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to do it. So it was nice. Like, I'm trying to lift myself up as much as I can, because I'd rather work. I like dispo a lot, but I'd rather work on like running a business, like getting our KPIs right. Like, how do I want to manage the team, right? Yeah.
Can I say something really quick? I'm hearing this, but the blessing here, Myron, is guess what? You got rid of all of the takers, and now you're going to surround yourself with people that are going to give just like yourself.
Yep.
Yeah.
You learned a lot.
That have the same vision too, and that are so bought into your vision that they don't care what changes or what doesn't, right? I mean, if I was in your team, Myron, and you're like, hey, we have to completely restructure, I'd be like, cool, let's do it.
Yeah.
Because I would believe so much more in the vision that you have, you and Carolyn, than anything else. Because if it was working so well the way it was going until it wasn't, then that just means this is a growth moment. And I'm completely bought in because I know that you both are going to figure it out. And that's not to say that the people that were in your team are terrible people, but they're taking care of themselves and doing something to keep them safe. Totally get that.
Yes.
Because they're maybe not okay with the uncertainty, and that's completely fair. Yes. But to Sunday's point, people that are bought in with other people are going to stay and figure it out with you, be in the grind. Right? That see so much value in you and your vision that you guys both have and the care that you take of your people. I would be like, all right, put me wherever. Let's figure it out.
Same here, exactly.
I think this says more about your team members than it does you.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Well, it was under the reason why I just keep saying this, like, I don't want to talk bad about one person.
No.
Because it was under my direction.
Yeah.
Right. And so I took them in a direction and I go, whoa, I can't do this anymore. And they're like, I thought I'm fine. Yeah. And they just stepped off. So,
and they had to do what they needed for them, right? Everyone makes decisions for them. That's fine. And so it's, I don't think anyone's saying anything negative or bad about any of those people at all, because we've had it happen. We've had the same situation happen to every one of us where we just decide to split ways, and that's okay.
Yeah.
It's just now, what does Myron need to do and Carolyn need to do to get this going in the direction that they want, right? Because it reached a point that it either needed to grow or it needed to die.
Yep.
And that's the sad reality, is that, man, and you would even be doing a disservice to those people as well, because it didn't fit their vision. Right? So, there's a lot of things at play here, and I know that you're taking ownership because we all do it.
Love that.
But we just don't want you to beat yourself up either, that it's not all you, because you're dealing with the human condition. You're dealing with people, and anytime you deal with that, you're running into so many problems that you have to solve, and then on top of that, you have a business to run.
Yep.
And so you're not able to see it from a 50,000 foot view and take yourself out of it.
And great leaders take responsibility and ownership for their decisions. So it's okay, because this is a learning moment, exactly like what Dawn said.
It is. And going off what Sunday said, I think, especially for people, I love that we're making this public so other people are building their teams. Here's a really good lesson that Myron is teaching all of us, is when you're building a team, there has to be equal accountability and liability and accountability and all the abilities. You can't just take one on because you're the leader. And I love that you do take so much accountability, because you are the leader. That shows a lot about your leadership. But
from the start, though.
Yeah. Myron, do you have a personal assistant?
I do. I have, honestly, Angie, I don't have one person. I have myself. That's what I have. So, I would love a personal assistant, to like a VA, to just go through my email.
You need one right now.
Yeah. I typically, like, before 2024, I never had one voicemail that was unread, one text message that was unread. I was on top of my stuff. And now, how many do I have now? It's just ridiculous. 32 unlistened to voicemails. That to me is a ton. Don't ask me about Don't ask me about emails. It's in the 10,000 range. So, like, Carolyn was saying something to me yesterday. She's like, we're in this period of, if you don't take care of what you need to take care of, like yourself or whatever it is, the universe is going to keep pushing that on you until you take care of it. You got to take care of the things you need to take care of in order to move up, in order to level to the next level. And I'm like, so I went and like cleaned the bathroom, cleaned the shower, like it was gross. And like cleaned my toilet. I'm like, you kids, how did this get back here? And all the things, like, started cleaning and like deleting. My desktop was like full of screenshots. I got all those done. I'm like, okay, I need to like clean house in more than one way. Okay. And I need to work out every single day or 5 days a week, something like that. Just work out. First thing I do is going to be working out, or is working out. So Carolyn, why are you laughing? Oh,
She's talking about the closet thing, when you're like, how did this get back here?
Yeah, no, that was behind the toilet.
Oh, the toilet. Sorry. I'm in the toilet. But I love this though, because
I do too.
For me, I don't think you need to worry about building a team right now, because you have so much clutter in your head. You need to get back on into getting everything to zero, right? Like your messages, your emails, getting that kind of cleaned up, and then setting a precedent for you of how do you want to handle these things as they come in on your own, with the plan that eventually you're going to have someone to help you do that, right? Maybe not right now, but what this is going to look like later. Because I think number one on the list is get the clutter figured out. then it's definitely working out, right? Taking some self-care. And then third is building your dispo, getting back to the things that you want to do. And that may mean helping less people while you figure this out. Because you are going to give and you're going to get on lives with people. You're going to talk to a bunch of new students. You're going to try and give all of your time. And you have to stop that. Briefly.
Myron, go read the book, Buy Back Your Time. It is helping me tremendously. You need, first and foremost, you need to hire a personal assistant to do all your email, your calendar, so that you can do the things to maybe build your team or to do your dispo, whatever it is that you want to do, but you can't be doing all the little minutia stuff. Like,
I feel like, though, and Myron, I could be wrong, but I feel like Myron has a little bit of a hard time letting go of control of those things.
You have to let go.
And that's why he was also in acquisitions and dispositions, because it wasn't necessarily done the same way that he would do it all the time.
Yeah, Dawn, I was like literally weeks away from just saying, I mean, I said it a few times, like, I want you all to just lock up contracts. You all are very smart. Like, you're super smart people. Just lock up contracts and send them to me. We can do this. And then time and time again, I go back like, wait, where's the this? Where's the that? Oh, we didn't do that. What? And so just, you know, I still have to, like, here's the problem. The biggest problem was sending the contract out. Having somebody to just sit there and write the contract and send it. And it was just, that was the bottleneck. And so my mind goes to, where's the bottleneck? Okay, that's what I need to do that thing. Whatever the bottleneck is, I need to, like, either do it or figure out something to build or buy to fix that thing. And at the time it was me. So I would see every contract and I would, as I'm building it, I underwrite just as I'm doing it. It's in my, that's who I am. Yeah. And so, yes, I think when I do this again, I'm going to build an acquisition team that does acquisitions. And yes, they are going to make mistakes just like everybody else, and that's okay.
Yeah.
As long as we don't lose $1,000 a pop.
Yeah.
It's tough. Like, you have to get buy-in. Like, if you guys are going to get paid this much, you have to take this responsibility and be like, if you lose this, like, this is something I've learned. Like, you need to write SOPs. What are you responsible for? What does the repercussions of you not being responsible for, and what does success look like for you?
Yes.
In SOPs will kill it, because then they sign it. You sign it, everybody signs it, and be like, okay, Joe Blow, you lost 1,000. We lost X amount on here. What does that mean? Maybe I put in 30%, you put in 30%, you know, so then there's less of the, did you do this? And they're like, no. And then there's no accountability, because they don't have to be, there's nothing they're held to.
Personally, I suck at SOPs.
I do too.
I don't know how to write them. I have it all up here, and Mike's the same way, because we have that, you know, figure it out button. It's like, oh, this happens, we'll just figure it out. But for some reason, when I assume that people on our team would, that's the wrong thing, right? Because it doesn't get done. And that's my responsibility, is that I have to take ownership of that. But I cannot, everyone's like, yeah, just do an SOP. I'm like, what does that mean? I can't put everything that's down in my head for an SOP for someone else to understand, because it's in my brain. And how can I make that readable for someone else? Because it's going to be like 50,000 steps. How can I make this easier for my team to do?
Make a loom.
Well, so here's what I learned from, because Tamara from the Process Maven, she talked at the mastermind that we were all in. I worked with her on building SOPs, and I am the world's worst SOPer, and I hated it, and I didn't want to do it. But something she taught me is you make a loom, just like Angie said, and then you give it to someone that you're training. And then you say, go do this, write the SOP for this, go do it. And if you have any questions, come to me and we'll fill in the missing parts. And then one, you can make sure they understand it the way you do. And you can be like, okay, well, you missed this part. I forgot to tell you this part. And then you go back and forth on doing the SOPs. So you kind of you don't have to have the brunt of it on you.
So it's like their interpretation of the Loom video.
Yes. And then you can be like,
so I'm sorry. Also, too, what it is people's mind shift, because they think, it sounds like these people are not taking accountability, that they have their own business and that they're an employee of you versus they're part of a team, but they have running their own business, which if you do these standard of procedures, all right, this is what we're doing as a team, but you have your own business within, you know what I mean? So it's also a shift too for their mindset when you do that. I'm sorry, go ahead, Carly.
No, you're absolutely right. And one thing I learned is what it is, Terry Taylor said this. It's so true. We are all, Myron, I am going through the same exact thing. We all want to do it ourselves because we have been, and we haven't had, we need to make that leap to trusting other people to do it. And this is part of it. Get with somebody like the Process Mavens and be like, do my SOPs. And what they do is they have you make looms, and then they write like this beautiful notion or trainual. And then they go back and they're like, is this right? Add this, blah, blah. So there's looms mixed in with like SOP 1, 2, 3. Just find someone to do it.
Yeah.
If you hate it.
Yeah. I do looms a lot.
Yeah,
like I am decent at putting that together and building it would have a lot more context if I asked someone else to do it, because they would put more details. I'll like make the loom, and then the SOP will be less context than the loom has, which is not right. Right. It should have more context in the SOP part. Mm-hmm. So I'm like half-assing it, but yes, I should, the struggles that I see were like lack of underwriting, or when to cancel the deal, who's responsible for canceling, how do you cancel the deal? How do we send the contract, all the little things that we do all the time, and just put it on a piece of paper. But yeah.
So where do you feel like you need the biggest help right now?
The biggest help, why I put this all, why I'm asking y'all to jump on this live with me was like, basically what you said, Dawn, is like, remove the clutter, take care of yourself, and build out the thing that you need to build out, which is Dispo. That I wrote that down. That's what I got to do. And read the book, buy back your time, and then hire an assistant to take care of all the stuff you're not able to take care of right now. So I don't know. I was just thinking like, there's a JV model where I can go to wholesalers and find cash deals. I met a hedge fund that wants to buy cash deals in Florida and Texas. So I'll probably do a lot of that, and then just help other wholesalers dispo. And then as I build it up, and if I'm still struggling with dispo, that's not mine. I would dump that out. It looks really gross. Don't drink that. Go dump it out, baby. I think it's just from yesterday. I don't know what it is. Oh.
Here's a little nugget for everybody that's like hiring or firing and things like that. I've learned that you don't want to hire people that aspire to be too much, because then they're going to try and like if you're going to have someone that's learning on the phones, okay, there's a 3-month trial period. This is what you're going to be fully focused on. Don't even think about being a closer, so that they don't like clash with other people. I've been seeing that a bunch.
Are you driving with your knee right now?
maybe. It's like 5 miles an hour. I'm barely moving. But yeah, I mean, I think personalities tend to clash. And I'm seeing that in a bunch of teams where you want someone that aspires to be big and something else, but you also don't want people trampling over each other's roles. Like, your role is your role for 3 months, for 6 months, and then we'll talk about the rest.
Yeah, for me, I think it's more visions end up clashing, right? Because everyone has their own vision. And that just means people reach a certain amount of growth, right? That they're ready to move on to the next phase. But I completely agree with Jose is that you want people that are going to be fine with being in a role for X amount of time, right? At a minimum. And saying it as a minimum instead of a maximum. Because there's a lot that goes into that. You have to see buy-in. You have to see if the personalities do match. If they play well with others, work well with the team, if they are matching the same energy, if they're bought in. And you don't know those things until they're in the team. And then you have to see, like, they may want to be a closer, but after 3 months of time, you're like, there's no way this person's ready to be a closer yet, or if at all. That's not their highest and best use at this moment. And it's hard to have that discussion with somebody if they have that vision, because you want to set them up for success. So there's a lot of moving parts to deal with and a lot of feelings to deal with as well. And that, of course, comes down to us emotionally too, because we don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, but we also don't want them to necessarily feel like they're stuck, right?
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Yeah.
And it shows time commitment. If you can commit to those, then you've probably gone through a few months of not making any money, and you're okay with it. You're willing to commit to the timeline. That proves that you're able to go to that next step, to be the acquisitions manager, to be the dispo manager, whatever it is. There's just so much more than just deals.
Also, having Rosie Noel's the Clifton strengths, understanding and knowing what that person is, because they may say that they are that, but maybe they're really not. And there's certain things like about yourself, and then there's others like, oh, I didn't realize that was high up on my list. And so you fit them into the right spot that is needed for your team that you're going to build. So
I'm working on something with that in team building.
Mm-hmm.
Rose, I saw her video and I was just blown away.
Yeah, it was really good for me too. I had the one-on-one with her, and like, I knew a thing or two about myself, but then I'm like, oh, well. And then Angie and I, we were like exchanging, like, oh yeah, you're good at that and I'm good at that. And I don't know, Angie, if you want to, she did it for everyone on her whole team and putting them in the right spot.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll collapse timeframes for you to say, yes, they're in the right spot. So go over here and do that because this is where your strengths are.
And it will also, when you see someone else's Clifton strengths, like, ooh, this person doesn't align with me based on their Clifton strengths. Like, that right off the bat. I think that's probably one of the most powerful things is like, you instantly know if this is going to be a good fit.
And it'll collapse timeframes for both of you. And if they're not willing to do that for themselves and invest in themselves, and they're not right from the get-go, they're not for you. I mean, what's $69, $200, $300 in their own business to find out about themselves? And it's a tool that's going to help them with their mindset and their own self-growth.
Yep.
So now that we kind of have gone through, we need to get Myron back to Myron, right? Is first and foremost. But now let's kind of talk about, since you don't have a team, how are you going to bring in money? What is your step for that?
Just what I said before, like I have a hedge fund that wants to buy. So I think what I'm going to do is just the JV model for right now.
Okay. So you're going to reach out to some wholesalers to get their deals and to dispo them?
Yep.
Okay. How much of your time is that going to take?
It's going to take time.
I've got some deals for you.
Well, what I'm getting at is you still have the decluttering, right? So are you blocking off your time to do those things throughout the day, right? So that your declutter time and your self-care time doesn't get put on the back burner again.
At this moment, Dawn, no, I have not talked, but yes, that is what I'm going to do. Yeah, my problem, it's the common problem that I see that I have is that I just like start working and it's like, oh yeah, it's 5:00. Crap. And I'll work until sleep, right? Or work until I'm just exhausted. So yes, you're absolutely right. I want to work out or the physical stuff I want to do in the morning to start my day. And then I'll time block either making lead generation posts or setting up my dispo campaign or going through, trying to find buyers for a deal, like my VIP list. That will kind of, I'll put that together. I'm gonna write that down.
I would say like be very strict with those first two, right? Getting the decluttering stuff, that's definitely priority one, is before you start talking with a whole bunch of wholesalers right off the bat. Get that stuff down to 0. Because I know you, because I'm like you. I just want to dive straight in and get it done, right? But this needs to be a priority, and I'm speaking to you because I'm speaking to myself right now. I'm telling myself the same thing, is that this needs to be solved so everything that's up here in your brain can calm the AF down. Yeah. But after that's brought back to 0, I would say like, do not answer any phone calls into your CRM unless it's obviously a deal you're working on with a seller. Don't answer that phone call until like, I don't know, 9:00 or later. Like if you're going to work out before 9 and do all of that stuff, catch up on your emails and stuff, you don't answer any business calls until 9 or 10 or whatever it is that you want to set it at, because I know you and you are going to dive in and then you're going to put everything else on the back burner.
I have an idea, because Myron, you guys could all be talking to me, but I can't get people to continue to show up on my team. They just leave. So here's my idea. And it sounds like Dawn is kind of on this too. Like, I think we should be accountable to each other and be like, I cleaned the stuff behind the toilet. Like I got my clutter done, and keep accountable to each other. I worked out today. I drank my 12 gallons of water, kind of like the 75 hard, but not 75 hard, because I have the same thing. I have the exact same thing. My house is a disaster. I have the toilet.
You need to hire a house cleaner.
I was like, that was me yesterday. I cleaned behind the toilet and I'm like, why are there mermaids and like toilet paper rolls that are
exactly.
I feel you like, and you're a step further because you got a team to show up consistently. I can't get people to show up consistently. So, but I am the same way too, that I work and I'll work and I'll work and I'll work until I wake up, and I will neglect everything else, including everything. So I feel like if you feel like this too, I think we should all.
I hired a cleaner.
I need to do that. I have to.
Yeah,
I'm embarrassed too.
No, that's what they do
floor in here.
I will go without food before I give up my cleaner.
I need one.
Yeah, girl, even if it's just once a week, Carly.
Yeah.
Once a week or once every 2 weeks.
What's the thing Dean Graciano said about the garbage cans, where you delegate those things out?
You automate, you delegate, and you eliminate.
It was so good.
Yeah,
I got one. So, and I was like, just deep clean my house. I have a really small house. It's like 1,500 square feet. It was already pretty clean and they charged me $1,000. And then I was like,
what?
Yeah.
That was with the tip. And then I was like, I can't do this. I can't. I can't do $1,000 for a 5-hour clean.
No.
Where do
No.
you live? You're on the East Coast. I thought California. Mine's $22 an hour.
You're in
when she comes-
California?
Yeah.
Oh, ours are $50 an hour.
Oh shoot! We can fly mine there to for you.
Holy shit! Yes,
Um,
I could buy. Yeah,
I want to say something because I don't know what I'm doing, but I have a dispo list with someone that my partner, and these are cash deals, but I have 12 of them sitting on my desk. I just went over, like, you got to clear out your stuff. Maybe you can help me do this, but I'm partnered with a JP.
Boom.
Yeah. So you can start here and help me. I'll learn. I'll do it for free. Like, here you go. Like,
Nobody works for free Sunday.
yeah. Well, you know what? This is like, I'm getting paid out for my PML, so I'm not really working for free because this will help pay him back.
There we go.
You know what I mean? So, like, let's team up and
Oh.
figure this crap out. Like, I knew there was a reason why I came on this call.
Yep.
And I love the
That's
accountability thing, Carly,
Yeah.
because I need it. I need a swift kick in the pants to get my self-care back up and running. For sure. This is the most that I have sat down at a desk in 2 years. Like, I used to work at the gym. So I was constantly moving. Constantly. Even though when I felt like I was sitting, I was there for 5 minutes maybe. But I was standing, I was walking, I was working out, I was doing whatever with my clients. But when I got into real estate, man, I'm sitting at a desk all day and my body hurts in ways I never thought it was going to hurt. Things are really tight. And I'm like, what is going on? I'm not drinking enough water. Sometimes I forget to eat altogether because you get in the middle of things and it's like, shoot, it's 5 o'clock. I haven't eaten all day. So I need this accountability as well. I need someone to be like, hey, did you go outside and get a walk today? Did you go to the gym? Did you drink your water? It's like water for me is probably going to be like my Snickers bar. Hey, go have a Snickers. Like, seriously. But I think we should totally do that and maybe make this a Friday thing.
Love
like
it.
our
And anyone
weekly
else
check-in.
watching can do it with us.
I'm
Do you
in.
know
This
that
is amazing.
sitting at a desk all day is worse for your body than smoking cigarettes?
Oh.
Oh crap! I'm in trouble.
I have a walking desk I haven't used in a year.
Y'all, you want to hear something really bad? I went for a walk and my feet were killing me on Tuesday. I was like, what is happening right now? I'm sitting here blaming it on my shoes. I'm blaming it on the weather. I'm like, you know how embarrassing that is? For a certified personal trainer, by the way.
But your hair looks cute.
Thank you.
It looks so good.
Thank you. So, but yeah, I need to get back. Yeah. See, Janine, she's killing me already. She's yelling at me in Jamaican. No, but Myron, I think it was really cool of you to be that vulnerable and speak out and have this strategy session, because helping you through your stuff is helping me realize where we need to be in ours. And so thank you for
Awesome.
being vulnerable.
That's what I wanted. Yeah.
I love
It actually helps me a lot because I like to bring things to light that others aren't comfortable, because I feel like a lot of people go through that, and it can help more than just me. I'm not asking just for me, because I feel like we're all having the roller coaster and the fires and all that stuff. So I really appreciate you all.
I love
It's been
this.
a whole hour. We've got a lot of value already. Like, this is amazing.
I think we should keep.
Love it.
So just so you guys know, we were having Mighty Morby Power Ranger. That's what we were, and we were trying to help people. I feel like that should morph into this, because I feel like it helps us, but it also will help people watching.
Ooh.
Yep. Still help people.
Wait. It was Mighty. What was our name?
Mighty Morby Power Rangers.
Okay, so what about Mighty Morby Power Rangers Mastermind?
Yeah.
We do it every Friday.
Yep.
I love it.
And it's a strategy session. It's talking about progress for each of our positions and where we're at, right? With our teams, with our personal health and whatever are 75 hard, not 75 hard. That.
Mighty Mastermind, Carolyn said. I love that.
There you go.
Of course, Carolyn came
Mighty
up with
Mastermind.
Love it.
that. I love that.
I like it. That's awesome.
And I love that I love that we can be vulnerable and be like, but also what I love about it is like, this is where I'm vulnerable, but you're not like, I'm not blaming everyone. I'm taking accountability on this. And I think that's very important for people to see, because that does not.
It's focused on solution.
Yes. It's not about anybody else or talking bad about anyone whatsoever. That's not what we do at all.
Right.
So it's a therapy session. Carolyn, I don't know why can Carolyn come back in here? She's just in the chat. Carolyn.
Yeah, where is she?
Where is she?
Yeah.
She over there.
He says, I don't know.
She was with you. I think we should keep this up. I love it so much.
All right. So what are your action steps? You got them written out, right?
So here's what I have. I'm going to start the day.
Yes. Pro number one. Hi.
Good. I was like standing outside the door this whole time. I'm just kidding. I wasn't.
Good to see you.
That scared the crap out of me. I'm like deep in thought, like I'm going to answer her question.
That almost came out of my nose.
No, I'm getting ready for tomorrow, and I'm like packing and getting stuff together, and I'm listening and typing in the chat, and they're like, "Where's Carolyn?" And I'm like, I'm gonna bust in there. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing this.
Thank you.
This is important.
Yes.
Look at all these people in this chat. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I love this.
How come
Our
I'm not
mighty
seeing all these
mastermind.
comments?
Oh, it's probably on. So look at
it's on-
everybody has their
okay, gotcha.
own thing up.
Gotcha. I was like, I literally am stalking the chat because I only see my name.
Oh, it
No,
would be
it's
nice
been
because
Okay.
quite a
Myron's the only one that can see the whole chat. Because he's the
Oh, really?
I can see the whole chat.
I can.
Oh.
I just found the button. I was in the private.
Charlie,
Just
look at the
our
top
own.
quick comments.
I went to I'll figure it out. But anyways, what are our steps to be accountable to each other? What are we gonna do? Like put it on Instagram, text each other, be like, here's me on my Peloton.
I like the Instagram thing. That'd be cool.
So what are we gonna do? We're gonna work out.
You're gonna do this live.
We're gonna do
We're
this
gonna do
live.
Drink water.
Drink how much water?
Okay.
So let's do this. How about we each in our text, right, in our group chat, we text what we want to be held accountable for each other, and then that's what we send out. Like, hey, this is the check-in time. Did you hit your things?
And then every Friday, if you didn't, you have to talk about it.
Yeah.
And you guys have to call us out.
Yeah.
Each other out. Be like, Carly, you didn't drink your water, and Dawn, your feet are still hurting.
Okay, but is it like, I don't know. I feel like the drinking a gallon of water is great, but is it actually like, is it just for saying I drank?
If you're not
Water,
drinking
are you
my water,
actually going to
you're
drink
not
it out?
drinking.
Okay, let
water.
me put it to you this way. I don't drink any water unless it comes in a Monster can or a soda can or something. So I need to drink water. Okay, so the water thing is
You
a
know what
real
you
thing
need?
for me.
You need a Stanley cup. That'll make you drink a lot of
You need to
water.
be drinking my water. I'm not even kidding.
I know, Angie, I
really
want
want-
to talk to you about your water one of these days.
Yeah,
We don't
her
have to
water
do
is
her.
amazing.
I
I tell
promise.
you, her water is
Thank you.
amazing. When we were at, I don't know, the last time we were in Arizona, we went on that go-kart thing after doing the somatic breathing during Mastermind. I was sick as a dog. I didn't know if I was foot or horseback. And I was like green. And she walked up to me. She goes, "What's wrong?" And I said, "I don't feel good." She goes, "Let me go get the water." I'm like, what are you talking about, water?
Let me go get the water.
She gave me the water, and in 20 minutes, I had vertigo going. I was a red hot mess. I drink this water. 20 minutes later, I'm like, okay, fine. I don't need to go back to the hotel, and I was good. She came out here to visit me for 10 days. She was here, and I drank her water. I did not need Tums, where I have them sitting by my bed, and I'm like, I'm getting one soon. Like very,
You
very
guys,
soon.
it literally, I have a friend, and the reason why I started drinking is she came into my office, gave me a demo, said she has lupus. She is now in remission, no longer has lupus. It cured her heartburn. I was like, it cured your heartburn? Because I had it so bad where I literally couldn't swallow my food. It was getting stuck. And I would almost choke to death at every meal, every single meal. I have not choked. I haven't had a Tums. I haven't had to take any medicine, and all from my water.
That's amazing.
Guys,
which one do you
It
have?
does everything too. I have the 8, the Kangen, and I have like
I was
15
looking.
different levels of water.
Kangen.
Do you have
I
an
can-
affiliate,
I
Angie?
G-E-N,
I do.
right?
I definitely do.
Can you put it in the chat?
Put it in the chat.
Get it
Because
affiliate.
I was
I
looking at it.
definitely wanted to do that.
You
My
guys,
acupuncture lady has it, and I get it every time I go there. A gallon of it.
and it's not just so let's say you're sick, you have a stomach ache, or you're dizzy, or anything that you're feeling terrible. If you do a shot of the acidic, which is 2.5, one shot of the really high pH 11.5, you're cured. I'm not even kidding. It cures everyone.
It's true. And it tastes so good. If you're a
Oh,
water, I'm a water snob. I only like Starbucks water because it tastes really good.
I'm telling
We
you.
soaked vegetables, and like I made a nice dinner when they were here, and we soaked all the vegetables, the potatoes. You pour that, and after 10 or 15 minutes, you pour it out. It's like a fluorescent yellow.
Pea water.
It looks like pea. Yeah,
because of the pesticides that are on your fruits and vegetables, which are so bad for you.
Is that Sunday? Who's that
And
one?
it changes the taste of your foods.
It's Sunday.
Guess what? Guess what? You know what her name is? Look at the letters in her name. Whose name is that? Okay. Yeah. She's like, I don't like
You get
cameras.
shot.
Are they coming to squat up? Do I get to meet the kids?
No, they're not coming to squat up.
They're having grandma time.
Okay. Well, I'll
Do you
just
wanna
have to
sit
come to talk with some visit.
Do you want to sit up here?
Okay, so we got our
Libby.
accountability stuff, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
All of us are going to text what we want to be held accountable for on a weekly basis. We're going to have our lives every Friday. This time work for everybody, or is there a different day or different time?
This works for me.
This works for me.
Works for me. And then Myron, what were your accountability steps or your action steps?
So first thing I'm going to do in the morning, I always get the girls to school. First thing I do every day, get the girls to school. And then I'm going to work on decluttering. And that is decluttering and self-care is 8 to 9 every day.
Okay.
And then I wrote this out. Like you said, time block. So I'm going to start it. And then 9 to 10, I'm going to do lead gen. 10 to 11, I'm going to do buyer outreach. And 11 to 12, I'm going to do hedge fund each outreach every day. And then that's all I have so far.
Okay. That's 11. You said 11 to 12. That's the last time you have?
Yeah.
And then
Yes.
I would probably throw in like later in the day, another like decluttering time, like towards the end of your day. And that could be anything. It doesn't necessarily have to be something around your business. Maybe it's something around the house, right? So when I think the decluttering at the beginning of the day, that's like your emails, your DMs, your social media stuff, right? And then if there's a time you want to put in there for your social media, block that out too.
Oh, yeah.
Put that in there. And maybe that's a bigger block of time. And you may find that you may need more time. Like as you test this, you may need more time for each of those.
Yep.
But I wouldn't put too much more than that. Like that's a lot already. The rest of the stuff, that's just extra time that you can figure out what to do with it, right? If you can add more time somewhere else. But I wouldn't go beyond that many more steps.
Okay. Sweet.
And start reading the book, Buy Back Your Time. I promise you, it will change you.
I will
Oh,
do that.
I'm
Calendly.
not kidding. It is skyrocketed me and our company. Let me tell you.
Go buy it right now.
Do you have your Calendly set up?
Yeah.
Myron, sorry, Angie.
Oh,
Yes, I think so.
One of us does.
Okay. So I think the extra time that you do have in the middle of the day, right? So like, let's say it's after 2:00, between 2 and 4. That's the time, if people want to meet with you, that's the time that they have to book with you.
Right.
And if someone's like, hey, can I call you in 5 minutes? Hey, schedule some time. It has been freaking amazing to do that. I used to not like just blasting out my Calendly link to people because I felt like it was impersonal.
Yeah.
But it's the only way that I've been able to stay somewhat organized and like, oh, who did I have to call? Oh, it's on my Calendly. If they didn't book it, that's not on me because
Right.
I have too much going on that I have to pay attention to in order for that to happen. So you have to make sure if the people want your time, you only have a certain amount of hours set per week that people can reach out to you to schedule some time. And you need to have a hard stop at the end of the day.
Yeah. Yeah, I really struggle. I struggle with hard stops. So I'm going to put that together.
I think yes, I think everyone struggles with the hard stop or like, oh, I'll just mosey through the evening and it's fine and whatever. I think there should be an intentional stop of like, I want to stop at 5 p.m. because it's dinner time and I want to spend the next couple hours with my family, eating dinner, getting the kids ready for bed and not being present in the moment. Yeah. But let's be like reasonable and realistic, at least for me and him. I think like there's going to be things that come up or a Zoom you want to be on or whatever. Like there's evening things that happen, but it's just, I think just having the overall intention behind it of, okay, I'm winding down the majority of my workday or like the core of my workday and it ends now. And if I need to pick up something later, it's after this time frame and I'm actually going to bed, whatever. I don't know. I've been a stickler about sleep. Not that I'm being great at it or anything yet, but like I want to be in bed by like 9 p.m. or, going to sleep and not looking at my phone and stuff like that. So, but it's really easy to get sucked into just let's watch YouTube or let's watch a movie or let's work on our computers, whatever. And just being more intentional.
Yeah.
And you guys at the Squat Up Summit, I'm gonna have a water party at my hotel.
I love it.
I love it.
It's like the sober party now. We're having a water party.
We had a ski trip with a bunch of sub 2 students that, some flew out here from Washington, like Kevin came. We all had water parties. We had a water party every night in the bathroom. We're doing shots of my water. And I'm telling you, it helped everybody.
Well, that's cool.
I love it. I want to have a water party, Angie.
We're having a water party.
Guess what, Angie? I just ordered one from your affiliate link.
I tried to use it.
On you.
When I clicked on
the
your
chat.
link, it didn't. Yeah.
It didn't work, Byron?
The one in the chat, was it? Didn't
No, I sent it to your phone.
Oh.
Okay.
You guys, it sanitizes, it takes stains out. Let's say, so Dominic got blood on a white t-shirt. I literally went and got the 11.5, sprayed it, and it disappeared before our eyes. Chocolate, it takes it off. I can't tell you how amazing this water is, all the levels. And I'll show you guys and tell you everything about it.
Is there a buildup to it, though? Is there like a acclimation of it to your body?
Depending on, I was really sick. So they say you shouldn't start out with the 9.5 because it's a higher pH.
Yeah.
If you're not sick. But I was sick, so I started out with the 9 and I stay at the 9.
Got it.
But there's 8, there's an 8.5, there's a 9, there's a 9.5, there's an 11.5, there's a 7, a 6, a 5, a 4, and a 2.5. I all do something different. The one does your face tighten. The 2.5 you spray it on your face, it'll tighten your skin. The 6 is like you don't have to buy anything. I'm telling you, it's a toner. You clean your face with it. You guys, it does everything. I'll send you the link as well to show you everything that it does.
Yes. And Carolyn, to answer your question, when she was here for it, I didn't notice a difference other than I didn't have to take Tums or any of that kind of stuff. So I just started drinking the 9.5 right off the gate. So
Awesome. Okay, good to know. Cool.
Angie, you're gonna have to do a separate live
Yes.
about your water, and I will be their number one question asker.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah,
Seriously.
I will. I'll even show you guys how to work it, how to use it.
What we should do is when we do a water party, we should stream it. Haha, no pun intended. We should stream the water party. Make it like a mukbang water party.
Yes.
Instead of food, it's water.
Now, I'm not going to say that because I can't say that it cures everything. It cures,
Sure.
But it cured me. And then there's other testimonies from people where this guy had cancer, stage 4, and his buddy was like, just try drinking this. This is your last, this is all you got. Like, so he started drinking it. The guy is still alive right now.
Oh my gosh.
And his cancer has, the doctors are like, well, what did you do? And he's like, I just started drinking this water.
Crazy.
And there's there's science to it. And Janae, the girl who introduced it to me, will tell you guys everything about it because she's like really into it. And I always just bring her on and she'll answer all your questions.
I love it.
That's awesome.
I love it.
If you have pink eye, if your eyes are red, spray the 2.5 in your eyes and it takes it away.
That's amazing. I need that more for my kids than me.
It cleans glass, like the 6.0 cleans your glass like spick and span. Like, oh my gosh.
Is there like a list of like what 0.0
I
to
sent
like
it
9?
to you.
Oh, you did?
On our text messages. Yes. And your plants, if your plants, that it will grow your plants like crazy. Okay. I always kill them.
That's exciting.
I started using this water. I was like, well, let me just try it. And sure shit enough that they're alive. They're alive.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
I got some plants that need a little bit of that. Need a little bit of love.
If you think you're having a stroke, you start slamming 11.5 and it's supposed to stop the acidity in your stomach because that's, I guess, what causes a stroke. It helps chemotherapy. Yes. Rinsing your fruits, your vegetables, your meats. It'll clean your ovens, clogged sinks, stains, laundry soap, sprouting, fish, digestion.
She needs an
So many
infomercial.
things.
She does need an infomercial. I'm over here signing up for it literally as
For
we speak.
real?
They just need to put her on like QVC or something.
Carly,
and just
you
let
need
her
to,
go.
Carly, if you do this, you should be a distributor because it's free to do it. And if you sell it to other people, you could make a little money.
I'm looking at my EIN number right now. That's
Okay.
what percentage do you get?
So I don't really care about making money at this.
I don't
but
either. I'm just curious.
I don't even know. It's like $250. Like when somebody buys.
That's sushi money.
Yeah,
Sushi
yeah.
money.
But I
Sushi
just sell it.
money.
I don't sell it. I tell you what it did for me and everybody else, their testimony. It's
Yeah. It sells itself.
I'm not lying. Yeah, it sells itself. Like Sunday, she has stomach issues and she stopped taking Tums. There's no way you could do that without drinking this water. There was no cure for me.
Will it fix
That's
Dawn's
crazy.
feet?
It helps everything. Yes, I had a rash. So every year I get these really bad rashes. I don't know why. And my son said he went to the doctors because he does too. And it's named something. And I usually have to go get a steroid, an antibiotic, and it lasts for like 3 to 4 months. So I said, okay, I'm going to try my Kangen water. So I ran it under the 11.5. And then I put the 2.5 to like kill the bacteria or whatever was on my, the skin. And then I put the 6. I sprayed the 6 and it's cured. I got rid of it.
Oh my gosh.
No antibiotics, no steroids, no creams, just the water.
That's
I love it.
amazing.
Yes.
It's like
I love how
true.
It's supposed to help your vision. So it'll like kind of bring back your vision.
Does it help your hearing?
I don't know about that one. Maybe.
energy.
It's not even
Oh,
safe.
gives you energy. Yes, because it's it's like electric. It goes through these metal plates and it gets electrolyzed. So the only way you really can get this water is if lightning struck it. Or in Japan. In the ground.
In Japan, of course. Where everyone's nice and everything is clean. Wow. Well, I'm excited for wow. We're Squad Up is like a couple weeks away.
Mm-hmm.
How long are you guys staying?
SquadUpSummit.com, you guys. Come visit, come hang with us.
We will be there Monday through Friday.
Us too.
I'm there until Saturday.
When do you land on Monday, you guys?
2.
Like 11 or so in the morning. I'm an early flight person, and he's not an early flight person, but
I was just thinking, I was like, maybe we'll be on the same flight again, like community camp. But I was like, it takes me so long to get over to the DFW airport that I'm passing all of the traffic. So it's, no, can't do it.
I think our flight is at like
11:45.
What airlines, people?
Southwest.
Southwest.
American.
Oh,
I'm flying in at Sunday night on Alaska. So I'm going to be there.
Yeah,
when you
you're
guys
like the
are there.
midnight arrival.
I am. Because it's a big time difference for me, and I'm like you, I need my sleep. So I need to not
ease your way into
I need to ease my way into it.
We don't need grumpy Carly.
No.
Yeah, Dawn.
You don't want to see that.
You don't want to see.
It would scare me.
There'll be a lot of F words. Poor Dawn. It wasn't at Dawn. It wasn't at Dawn. I was not grumpy at Dawn. I think I was
No. I was sitting there laughing, but watching her was like, this is amazing. I love seeing this side of Carly. I was like, I didn't know Sunshine could do this. All right.
Carly Uncut. Yeah.
Uncut Carly.
We'll just call her Sailor Carly from now on. It's that moment.
I was like, poor Dawn.
Oh no, it was great.
Where was this? The Elephant Challenge?
Probably.
I think it was on a voice text about. Yeah.
I was like, there's no way she was dropping F-bombs on the Elephant Challenge.
Oh, it was a private talk between us.
Yeah, it was through text.
Challenge. It's not public.
Yeah. But it's so funny when Carly, I think on some of her office hours in the Elephant Challenge, she would say something and it would be stern, but then she would see me on there and she'd send me a text, be like, was that too harsh? I'm like, are you kidding me? No.
I know Carolyn and Jen are both helping me work on the spicy nice. Being like
spicy nice. I need to work on the nice part, but
yeah, I need to work on the spicy part.
I can help you with that. You trade me some nice, I'll trade you some spice.
Okay.
Awesome.
This was fun.
Oh, good job. This is cool. You can look at all these women you're having a therapy session with.
Yeah.
Look at this. I know none of the dudes.
This is amazing.
I know.
I was there for a minute.
Love it.
I feel like I'm on the right path. I have some stuff to look forward to. I didn't blow myself up for the wrong reason,
No, you got this.
And I've maybe help some other people think about what they can do.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't think it's ever for the wrong reason. I think it's just you're at a new phase, a new growth point.
Agreed. That's
for sure. It's a new.
And in the moment, you may not recognize it, but really it's a blessing because of the growth that needed to happen.
Just in time for Q2.
A lot of lessons learned.
Q2, starting new.
Is that what that is?
That's exactly what it is.
That's a good one.
Do you guys feel like when he's so tired of my like joking all the time?
No, I'm not.
Okay. When we reach the half year point, don't you feel like the first half of the year is like, just like trudging along, and then June or July hits and it's like
where did the year go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what are they? Oh my God, Alex Hermosi says something really good. Like, champions are made in the second half, or
yeah.
Is that?
Yep.
Yeah,
it's true.
Yep.
Like, not to say we need to wait till June, but you know, like
Things
we're building here. We're building.
right. It's going to be the build up until the second half.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Woo. Okay. Love
There
it.
we go.
Okay.
Well, awesome.
Appreciate you all.
Yep.
Appreciate
Thank
Love
you.
guys.
Thanks
Myron.
for putting this together and being all vulnerable with us.
Can't wait to see you guys all. in a
Can't
couple
wait to
weeks.
sing for you guys either.
I'm excited.
I'll put a schedule for next week. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's do that.
Yes, please.
Okay. I'll put it together.
Yeah.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Talk
Bye,
soon.
guys.
Bye.
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 Bye-bye.